Welcome to the Blockchain Hustle. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Blockchain Hustle. Today we are diving into the second part of our exploration of the sweet spots between generative AI and Web3. If you missed our last episode when we talked about how Web3 is leveraging GenAI, you might like to check it out. So, in our last chat, we looked at how Web3 is getting a boost from generative AI. And today we flip the script and explore how Gen AI is using blockchain to power up its capabilities. All right, let's break this down. Now, Gen AI is harnessing the power of blockchain to tackle various challenges as well as open up new opportunities. And this is predominantly on the asset and the IP ownership, along with attributes, the related attributes like transparency, immutability, and the ability to attribute and transfer value. That is authorized access and automated monetization. So let's pick up a couple of facets of Gen AI. We're talking about generative AI content and the Gen AI development. First up, let's talk about the Gen AI generated content. Now, a serious challenge here is the copyright and the IP related challenge. With Gen AI, there is a huge proliferation of generated content. Content which is easy to replicate, and hence the need to manage the copyright and the IP has never been more pressing. It's a bit like the Wild West out there, except instead of the gold rushes, we've got copyright claims, ownership disputes, and so on. So, blockchain can step in as the lawman of the digital frontier, creating a time stamped record of each piece of content. Imagine you have created a masterpiece with GenAI. Blockchain can act like a fingerprint, a digital fingerprint for your work, recording the details like who's the content owner, the AI model which has been used, and the creation time, and other attributes can also be recorded. Now, this record is immutable, which basically means that once it is there for good. It's like having a permanent, unchangeable certificate of authenticity for your digital creations. A couple of examples here are Ascribe and Maker's Place, which use blockchain to record the digital art. It takes the ownership of the digital art. Now, with the explosion of Gen AI, you have a lot of content out there. And it gets very difficult to tell between the real and the unreal. Blockchain can help you to distinguish between real digital assets and the Gen AI generated fakes. It's like having a digital version of a certificate of authenticity to prove that your asset is the real deal and not some high quality fake. Finally, let's talk about content monetization. Now that you have generated some content and say you'd like to monetize it, what you want is somebody who can handle the calculation of royalties, the distribution of the earnings, and so forth. Blockchain powered smart contracts can help you there. It's like having a super efficient accountant who never sleeps but ensures that you do get paid for your work. An example out here is Royal. Now, Royal uses smart contracts to allow creators to earn ongoing royalties, from their music and content. So that's one of the examples where it helps. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Gen AI development. We're going to look at how blockchain is used for everything from managing your training data sets to the model transparency. So let's start with the data sets. The training data sets which are used for training the Gen AI models. Now, one of the biggest issues with the Gen AI development is the data opacity or the lack of transparency of the data sets, of the data being used. People are concerned about this data. Where is this data coming from? The origin of the data. what biases it might contain, what is the accuracy level of the data, can I rely upon that? Blockchain can help with the data provenance, making it easier to track the origin of the data and ensure that these data sets are going to be used ethically. MediLedger is a very great example out here where blockchain records the private patient data to ensure that it is going to be used responsibly. MediLedger uses it for treatments and research. So you have this private patient data, and this is something which is a very sensitive thing, and blockchain can help you to ensure it's authorized and a secure way for using it. The other one is authorized access and monetization. Now, blockchain can also help you to track how the training data is collected, how is it used, and how is it shared further. Because if you have generated your data, you do not know where that data is going to be used, how is it being used. You have absolutely no clue on that. So, blockchain can help you to do that. It allows the data owners to see how the data is used and even get paid for it. An example out here is Ocean Protocol. Ocean Protocol is exploring ways to tokenize this data and allows the creators to monetize their data while keeping it secure. The third one is removing the biases. Now, when you have decentralized data sets, it can help you to reduce biases. Instead of relying on a single source, you can aggregate diverse data from multiple sources. And this would help you to create a more balanced, a more inclusive data set amount, training data set. And AI Common here is an example on creating decentralized data sets to support a fairer AI development. So you see, mainly blockchain is introducing integrity and traceability of the data sets which are used for training your Gen AI models. Next, let's talk about the Gen AI training models. Now, let's say you are working with a Gen AI model and you have generated an output. How can you be sure that the output that you have has indeed been generated by the Gen AI model that it claims to come from? You have absolutely no clue. It's like a black box for you out there. And that is where blockchain can help you to do that, to get you the transparency and the trust. You can store the Gen AI model can actually be stored on the blockchain. Now, zero knowledge proofs are also a pretty hot topic here. It Now zero knowledge proofs basically it allows verifiable computations without revealing the model's internal parameters. That's why it is called the zero knowledge. But let's be real. Zero knowledge proofs pose two significant challenges out here. The first one is the immense scale of the LLMs. That poses a significant challenge for the generic ZKP frameworks out here. Now, the generic ZKP frameworks do not have much of insights into the LLM's internal structure. So it doesn't help you much. And secondly, the computation overheads are just massive, way too massive for the ZKPs. So they are not a very practical solution in this case for the transparency in the Gen AI training models. Next is your secured models. Blockchain can also help you to store your training models more securely, and it is pretty crucial for maintaining your model integrity over a period of time. An example out here is Chainlink. Chainlink can provide a decentralized Oracle network that can store and retrieve your model parameters in a very secure way. So there you have it, how Gen AI is using blockchain to power up its capabilities. And it spans from the Gen AI generated content to Gen AI development, which is the training data sets as well as the training models. But wait, we have more. In the next episode, we dive into some innovative experiments, experiments which are at the intersection of generative AI, and blockchain. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Till then, cheers. Thanks for tuning in and hope you enjoyed this exploration. Let me know if you need any tweaks or additional content. You can reach me at minu@minusareen.com. My Twitter handle is minusareen, and my contact details are here. Leave a review, share the episode, and let's keep this conversation going. Cheers.